Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into the world of bizarre collections that are surprisingly worth a fortune. You won't believe some of these. We're talking about things you might even have tucked away in your attic or basement, totally unaware that they could be worth serious cash. From childhood toys to vintage kitchenware, get ready to be amazed by the strange and valuable world of collecting. Stay tuned because you don't want to miss this. All right, first up, we're talking about something you might recognize from your grandma's kitchen, vintage Pyrex. These iconic glass dishes have been a beloved part of American kitchens for decades. They were not just functional, but also added a splash of color and charm to everyday cooking and baking. These colorful glass dishes were a staple in kitchens from the 1940s to the 1970s, and let me tell you, they're making a huge comeback. Collectors and enthusiasts are now scouring flea markets, antique stores, and even online marketplaces to find these nostalgic pieces. The vibrant colors and unique patterns of vintage Pyrex have captured the hearts of many, turning them into sought-after collectibles. We're not just talking about your basic clear Pyrex here, though. While the clear Pyrex dishes are still useful and practical, it's the colorful and patterned ones that are truly captivating collectors. These pieces come in a variety of designs, each with its own story and history. From the simple yet elegant solid colors to the intricate and whimsical patterns, there's a Pyrex dish for every taste and style. The real money is in those vibrant patterned pieces, especially the ones with rare designs like the Lucky in Love pattern or the Pink Daisy pattern. These patterns were often produced in limited quantities, making them highly desirable among collectors. The Lucky in Love pattern, for example, features charming hearts and clovers, while the Pink Daisy pattern showcases delicate floral motifs. These rare designs can fetch a pretty penny in the collector's market. Can you imagine a single bowl with a rare Pyrex pattern recently sold for over $3,000? That's insane! The value of these dishes has skyrocketed in recent years, with some pieces commanding prices that rival fine art. It's incredible to think that something as simple as a kitchen dish could become such a valuable collector's item. Imagine finding out your grandma's old casserole dish is worth a down payment on a car. It's a delightful surprise for many who discover that their family heirlooms are actually worth a small fortune. These dishes, once used for everyday meals and special occasions, have now become treasured artifacts of a bygone era. So, next time you're at a flea market or antique store, keep your eyes peeled for those colorful Pyrex dishes. You never know what hidden gems you might find among the stacks of old kitchenware. It's like a treasure hunt, and the thrill of discovering a rare piece is unmatched. You never know, you might just stumble upon a hidden treasure. The joy of finding a valuable Pyrex dish is not just in its monetary worth, but also in the connection to the past. Each piece tells a story of family gatherings, home-cooked meals, and cherished memories. So happy hunting, and may you find your own piece of Pyrex history. Now let's take it back to the 1980s, a time of big hair, neon colors, and garbage pail kids. Yes, you heard that right. The 1980s were a wild time, full of unique trends and fads that have left a lasting impact on pop culture. Among these, the Garbage Pail Kids trading cards stood out as a particularly bizarre and memorable phenomenon. These outrageous trading cards, with their grotesque characters and shocking humor, were all the rage back in the day. Kids couldn't get enough of them, trading and collecting these cards with fervor. Each card featured a different character with a punny name and a gross-out illustration that was both hilarious and repulsive. And guess what? Some of those cards are now worth serious money. What was once a simple childhood pastime has turned into a lucrative hobby for collectors. The value of these cards has skyrocketed over the years, especially for those in mint condition. We're talking about the rare and hard-to-find cards, like the holographic ones or those with printing errors. These particular cards are highly sought after by collectors, driving their prices up significantly. The rarity and uniqueness of these cards make them a prized possession for anyone lucky enough to own them. For example, a mint-condition holographic Garbage Pail Kids card of the character Nasty Nick recently sold for over $10,000. That's right, a single card fetching a price that high. It's incredible to think about how much value these pieces of cardboard can hold. It's crazy to think that these cards, which were once considered just a fad, are now considered collector's items. What started as a quirky and controversial product has now become a significant part of pop culture history. Collectors from all over the world are on the hunt for these rare gems, willing to pay top dollar to complete their collections. So, if you've got a shoebox full of old Garbage Pail Kids cards stashed away somewhere, it might be time to dust them off and see what you've got. You never know. You might be sitting on a small fortune. The nostalgia and the potential financial gain make it worth taking a trip down memory lane. So, go ahead, dig through those old boxes, and who knows? You might just find a hidden treasure among your childhood memories. The world of trading cards has evolved significantly since the 1980s, but the charm and appeal of Garbage Pail Kids remain strong. Today, there are conventions, auctions, and online marketplaces dedicated to buying, selling, and trading these iconic cards. Collectors gather to share their passion, swap stories, and, of course, trade cards. It's a vibrant community that continues to grow, fueled by the enduring appeal of these quirky characters. And it's not just the old cards that are in demand. The Garbage Pail Kids brand has continued to release new series over the years, keeping the spirit of the original cards alive. These new releases attract both old fans and new generations, ensuring that the legacy of Garbage Pail Kids endures. So, whether you're a seasoned collector or just discovering these cards for the first time, there's always something new and exciting to find in the world of Garbage Pail Kids. The 1980s were a unique time, full of unforgettable trends and fads. Garbage Pail Kids are a perfect example of how something seemingly trivial can leave a lasting impact. They remind us of a time when humor was a bit more outrageous, and collecting cards was a beloved pastime. So, here's to the Garbage Pail Kids, a quirky piece of 1980s nostalgia that has turned into big bucks. Next up, we're talking about something that's both nostalgic and surprisingly valuable: Pez dispensers. Remember those little candy dispensers shaped like your favorite cartoon characters? Well, believe it or not, some of those dispensers are worth a small fortune. The most valuable Pez dispensers are the vintage ones, especially those from the 1950s and 1960s. And if you happen to have a rare dispenser, like the Make-A-Face Pez dispenser from the 1970s, you could be sitting on a gold mine. That particular dispenser recently sold for over $13,000. Who knew that those little plastic dispensers could be worth so much? So, if you've got a collection of Pez dispensers gathering dust, it might be time to take a closer look. Okay, this next one is a little bit creepy, but also fascinating: antique medical devices. These items, often found in dusty corners of antique shops or showcased at specialized fairs, have a unique charm that draws in a very specific type of collector. Believe it or not, there's a whole community of collectors who are obsessed with old medical equipment, from surgical instruments to prosthetic limbs. It might sound strange, but these items offer a glimpse into the medical practices of the past, which can be both eerie and enlightening. These collectors are drawn to the history and craftsmanship of these objects. Each piece tells a story, not just of the medical advancements of its time, but also of the people who used them and the patients they treated. And some of these antique medical devices are incredibly valuable. The rarity and condition of these items can make them highly sought after by collectors and historians alike. For example, a 19th century surgical kit recently sold for over $20,000. This isn't just a one-off occurrence. Many antique medical devices fetch high prices at auctions and private sales. It's amazing to think about the history behind these objects. They were once cutting-edge technology, used in life-saving procedures and medical experiments. The lives they may have touched are countless, from the patients who underwent surgeries to the doctors who wielded these tools with precision and care. So, if you're ever at an antique store and you see a creepy-looking medical device, take a moment to appreciate its history. Don't be too quick to dismiss it. These items are not just relics of the past. They are pieces of history that have survived the test of time. It might be worth a lot more than you think. So next time, give that odd-looking tool a second glance. You might just discover a hidden gem with a fascinating story and significant value. Collecting antique medical devices isn't just about the monetary value. It's about preserving a piece of history. Each item is a testament to the medical practices and innovations of its time. Alongside these devices, collectors often seek out historical medical books and journals, which provide context and deeper understanding of how these tools were used. Reading through these old texts can be like stepping back in time, offering insights into the challenges and triumphs of early medical practitioners. Many of these items end up in museums or private collections, where they can be studied and appreciated by future generations. So, whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone with a curiosity for the past, antique medical devices offer a unique and valuable window into history. Creepy or cool? Definitely valuable. And who knows, you might just find yourself captivated by the fascinating world of antique medical devices. And now for the most bizarre collection on our list, celebrity hair. Yes, you read that right. People actually collect locks of hair from famous people. It might sound strange, but there's a surprisingly lucrative market for celebrity hair. And some locks of hair have sold for absolutely astonishing amounts. For example, a lock of hair from Elvis Presley once sold for over $115,000. It's crazy to think that people are willing to pay so much for something that was once attached to someone else's head. But hey, to each their own, right? Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more amazing content. Let us know in the comments which of these bizarre collections surprised you the most. Was it the vintage Pyrex, the Garbage Pail Kids cards, the Pez dispensers, the antique medical devices, or the celebrity hair? Personally, I'm still trying to wrap my head around the idea of someone paying over $100,000 for a lock of Elvis's hair. But hey, that's the crazy world of collecting for you. Until next time, keep on collecting.